Everyone, welcome again to another crochet infusion. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. So today I'm going to be showing you all how to make these cute little face scrubbies. I've also got another tutorial for you all to do the Darling Spa basket. So this is out of the Darling Spa gift set. I've got the basket out there for you already, and this is for the scrubbies. So to do these cute little scrubbies, all we're going to do is using a bit of cotton yarn, and it's just worked in double crochets, and then on the edge here I've just done a shell stitch, what's known as a shell stitch, which is 5 double crochets in groups. I've used 2 colours on this particular one. I've got ones here that are just solid colour, so of course you can change and switch this up as much as you like. And these little face scrubbies are so good for keeping in your beauty selection. Of course you can use these for taking makeup off and just exfoliating your face, because it's not too rough for exfoliating, but a little abrasiveness there, just very slight. And of course these can go in the washing machine and be used over and over again, so these are really great little handy things to have. And with Mother's Day coming up, I thought what a perfect little gift this would be for my mum. So anyway, moving on, I am using a cotton yarn, and the cotton yarn that I am using is a 3 lightweight yarn, and it is actually not 100% cotton. It's actually only 80% cotton and 30% of polyamide yarn. So of course, you know, you can go ahead and use any yarn you wish to use for these face scrubbies, which most people do recommend cotton yarns, which I would recommend as well. But of course this yarn is also, I believe, is a good pick of yarn for this particular project as well. So for today's tutorial I'm going to be using 2 colours. Just in case you don't know how to change colour, you're going to need some scissors, you're going to need your tapestry needle and your stitch marker, and of course your crochet hook. So the crochet hook that I'm using today is a size 4mm. So I'm going to begin with this green colour. So just take your selected yarn, whichever yarn you're using, and I'm going to start with a magic ring. So to do your magic ring, you're just going to place this yarn over your hand like so, and then you're going to lift up this back of the yarn, and because it's kind of like folded over this way, it kind of like folds over towards the back. So then you're going to pick up that piece and you're going to wrap that round these 2 fingers, and then wrap around this finger, and then I'm going to hold that there with my little finger just to hold that and secure. So then I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go underneath this strand here, the one that's the first strand that you come to. So just insert your hook underneath, so just place under that first strand, and then gently roll your hook so it's facing down, and just pull that underneath that first strand. Gently close your fingers in slightly and just move your hand, and that will make a little twist. Take your fingers out, and then with this little strand here I just pull that out as well. So to begin, we're going to do a chain of 3. So to do that, we're just going to yarn over the hook, and we're just going to place the yarn through that very first loop that's on our hook. So the strand of yarn that is actually over the hook right now, so we're just going to pull this strand and it's going to pull through that loop. So that's 1. Pick up the yarn again and do the same again, so that's 2, and then pick up again and go through, and that's 3. So that's your chain of 3, which is going to act as your first double crochet, because we're going to include this chain 3 as our double crochet. We're going to do 11 double crochets into this magic ring. So yarn over your hook, insert into the ring, pull the yarn up, 3 loops on that hook, and then you're going to pull through the first 2, pick up the yarn again and pull through the last 2. So you technically got 1 double crochet and a chain 3. So we've got 2 double crochets in there. So we need to get 11 double crochets, so we've got 12 in total. So that's my first one, and I've got 10 more to go. So we're just going to yarn over the hook again, pull through 2 and pull through 2, and just keep working on your double crochets for 11 of double crochets plus your chain 3, giving you a total of 12. I'll meet you back once I've done all my 11 double crochets into this ring. Okay, so now I've got my 11 double crochets into this ring, but I'm just going to take this short tail that's just here and just hold at the bottom of that last double crochet and just gently pull. So as you are pulling, it is closing that circle, your center of your magic ring, and you might actually feel a little bit of a tug, and that just means it's nice and secure if you feel that tug. So now we're going to just go into the third stitch. So as you can see, we've got our chain 3 at the side here, and should have 11 double crochets in your chain 3. So at the side of this chain 3, you're going to count 3 stitches up. So 1, 2 and 3. At that third stitch, you're just going to insert your hook and making sure you go through that third chain, and then you're just going to pull the yarn through and through the loop that's on your hook. And then we're going to do another chain 3, yarn over your hook, and we're going to do another double crochet into that chain 3, but I'm actually going to redo that slip stitch. I feel like it's not very secure, because if you look, 1, 2, 3, I've actually only gone through one loop. I want to go through both, so I'm going to do another slip stitch, and then I'm going to do my chain 3. So yarn over your hook, and I'm going to do another double crochet in that same stitch. So if you just open that slightly, you'll be able to work out where that is. So yarn over your hook, insert into that same place where you did your chain 3, and make a double crochet. So that's your first increase. So then we're going to do an increase round, so it's just 2 double crochets in each stitch around. This will give you a total of 24 double crochets all the way around. So we're just doing 2 double crochets in each stitch for 24 stitches. So just keep working, yarn over your hook into the next stitch, 3 loops on the hook, pull through 2, and another one in there, making sure just 2 in each stitch. So I'll meet you back once I've got 24 stitches all the way around. Okay, so once you're happy and you've got 24 stitches all the way around, we're now just going to finish this round with a slip stitch. So to do that, all we're going to do is count the third chain up, 1, 2 and 3. So once you get into that third stitch at the top on your chain 3, pull the yarn through and through on the loop that's on your hook, and that is now joined the round together. So if you are changing colours, here is where you're going to be changing colours. If not, you're going to continue with a chain 3 in the same colour, but I'm actually changing colours. So to do that, I'm just going to now undo that slip stitch. So if you are changing colour, this is what you're going to need to do. Insert your hook into that chain 3. I'm just going to leave that green just attached for one moment while I pick up my new colour. So you just insert your hook into that top of chain 3, rest the new colour over your hook and just hold it there with your finger, and then when you are ready and you feel secure to go, just pull through the first loop and through the loop that's already on your hook with the green. And then we're just going to secure that by doing a chain of 1, and at these back here you've got these little tail ends. You can just gently pull on your green as well, just to close that in nicely, so then that just sits nice like so. So I'm actually going to cut this green yarn now because it's going to get in my way. I'm actually going to cut some of that center one off as well, so it's not too long. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. So now we're going to do a 1 single crochet in that same place where we did that chain 1. So going into that same stitch, and you're going to do a 1 single crochet. So insert your hook. I'm just going to pull that peach colour over, and I'm actually going to work around that. So I'm going to crochet that in with a 1 single crochet. So now we're going to skip this next stitch and we're going to yarn over the hook, and we're going to do 5 double crochets into that next stitch. So if you look, you will be able to find your next stitch. So we skip 1 and do 5 double crochets. This is your first shell. So this is called a shell stitch. So that's 3, 4 and 5. So you're going to work 5 double crochets all in one stitch. Just make sure you've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we're going to skip this next one and we're going to do another 1 single crochet. Skip the next one, yarn over. We're going to do 5 again. And this is a very easy, quick, sweet looking little pattern. I do enjoy doing a shell stitch. I think it gives a nice little finish to your work. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more for 5. And we're going to skip this next one, going into the next, work a 1 single, skip the next, yarn over into that next stitch and work another 5 in that same stitch. So that's 3, 4, last one for 5. Now of course when you're working around, just stop and make sure that you do count that you've actually got 5 double crochets in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because sometimes it can look a little bit odd if you accidentally only do 4 or 3 or 6 or 8. You know, that's quite easily to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1 single in the next, yarn over, skip and 5. So I'll meet you back once I've got all the way around with my shell stitch at the edge of this little face scrubby and show you what you need to do next. Okay, so I'm just nearly at the end of this round, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, one more double crochet in that stitch, and then here we just got 1 stitch left, so I'm actually going to do a 1 single into there, and then I'm going to go into that chain 1 that we did at the beginning, and I'm going to do a slip stitch into there, and then I'm going to do a chain of 14, so using the same colour yarn and chain 14, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the last one for 14. So this is going to be for the handle. So then we're just going to turn that facing the opposite way round. So with that chain, I'm making sure you're not going to twist. And we're just going to go straight to that opposite side right here. It's where in between the shells. So keeping that in place nicely. And all we're going to do here, we're just going to go right through here and we're just going to do a slip stitch. So insert your hook, pull the yarn through and through, and that is your slip stitch. So now what we're going to do, we're now just going to do a little chain 1 just there, just so we can get the hook around. I'm going to go through each chain that's on your stitch. I'm just going to do a 1 single crochet in the next 14 chains, just like so. If you're not happy with working into the chain, you can obviously work around the chain, but whichever is easy for you. So I'm just going to go through each of the chain, making sure you just go through 1 single crochet all the way across, making sure not to try and twist the chain if you can help it. Oops, I've gone in the same stitch. Okay, so I'm just coming to the end of this chain now. Just want to make sure I go through both of those loops of that chain, just so I know it's nice and secure. Okay, so once you've got to the end of this chain here, I'm just going to go into that very last one. And then I'm actually just going to do a little slip stitch just on the side here, and just to close this up. So I'm just going to go through this one here, wherever you feel comfortable to go. I just want to insert my hook through there and pull through and pull through and just chain 1, and I'm going to cut my yarn a little bit of a tail, get my tapestry needle ready, pull that through, and then all I need to do now is just sew my ends in and just weave this in. And if you don't like the look of that and you want that more a bit straighter, you can quite easily do so with your tapestry needle, just to make that side a little bit more attached so it's nice and sturdy and secure. If I can get my yarn through my tapestry needle. So as you can see, it just kind of curls in a little bit like that. So if you wanted to, you could just, I just fold that side over that way slightly, but you could also do however you feel. Just have a little play about, see which way you want to do your sewing in. So mine's going to go this way, so I'm going to just go through this part of the fibre right here, and that's just going to secure it into there. And then I'm going to just go through here slightly with my tapestry needle and just secure that to the actual centre part of in between the two shells. And I'm just going to go through again, and I'm just going to secure this on, but I don't want it too bulky, so I just want to make sure it's in nice and as flush as I can get it. So I'm just going to go right through to there. And if you feel, once you feel it's nice and secure, I'm just going to weave some of this through this side, and I'm just going to take the tapestry needle out, and I'm just going to cut this nice and close, and then all I need to do now is just weave the rest of these little tails in, which is very easy to do. So just attach your tapestry needle and just make sure you weave through the fibres, and that is your lovely little face scrubby complete. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial to do these handy little face scrubbies. These can go in the washing machine. If you check the label of the yarn that you're using, it will give you a recommendation for the temperature heat of your washing machine, and you can reuse these over and over. So thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I'm also on Facebook at Crochet Infusion, where of course you can share all your current makes that you do, whether you do them from me or whether they're your own makes, whichever. I'm always happy to see everyone there. So until next time for my next tutorial, thank you all so much, and I'll be back very soon with some more fabulous stuff for you all. Thank you all. Bye.